The longest active playoff scoring streak in the NBA is 144 games. LeBron James has been clearing 10 points a night every playoff night for over a decade. Game 4 in Houston, the streak survived by one bucket. 10 points, 2 of 9 from the field, 8 turnovers, 33 minutes, the third lowest scoring playoff game of a 23-year career. Houston started 5 players all aged 24 or younger, the second youngest playoff starting 5 in NBA history. This is the story of how a switching denial scheme run by 5 interchangeable young defenders erased 3 of LeBron's primary reads in 19 straight possessions. The chalkboard. Let's start with who was on the floor. Houston starting 5 for Game 4, Reed Sheppard age 21, Thompson 23, Tari Eason 24, Jabari Smith Jr. 22, Alperen Sengun 23, all 5 aged 24 or younger, combined average 22.6 years. That is the second youngest playoff starting 5 in NBA history. The youngest playoff lineup the league has put on the floor in 14 seasons. And every one of them is a homegrown rocket. Not a single starter has played a postseason minute for any other franchise. This is not a unit assembled in free agency. This is a unit that has practiced the same defensive rotations together since rookie minicamp. The translation matters. Sheppard is 6'3", Thompson is 6'7", Eason is 6'8", Smith Jr. is 6'10", Sengun is 6'11". Every one of them can guard a wing, 3 of them can guard centers. The lineup is switchable 1 through 5. A switchable defense erases the pick and roll mismatch. The mismatch only exists if the screen creates it. Houston's switch erases the mismatch the moment the screen happens. LeBron James has spent 23 years exploiting screens. The pick and roll mismatch is the foundational engine of his career. On Sunday in Houston, the engine had nowhere to go. The Lakers starting 5 averaged 30.4 years old, LeBron 41, Anthony Davis 32, Austin Reeves 27, D'Angelo Russell 30, Rui Hachimura 28. The age gap between the two starting 5s, 7.8 years. That gap is the variable. Houston ran a defense built on shared reps a free agent veteran lineup cannot replicate. The Lakers walked into a 5-man unit they had never seen as one, because before Sunday, no team in NBA history had run it. Houston started 5 players. Reed Sheppard at the point, Thompson at the wing, Tari Eason at the 3, Jabari Smith Jr. at the 4, Alperen Sengun at the 5. Every starter aged 24 or younger. Sports Illustrated put the historical anchor on it, the second youngest playoff starting 5 in NBA history. A switching defense only works when every defender can guard 1 through 5. Most playoff teams cannot run it. Their center is a drop anchor. Their point guard is a screen target. Houston's roster geometry is the rare exception. 5 players, all age 24 or younger, all roughly the same length, all built in the front office's youth flexibility lab. Switch coverage erases the on-ball read. LeBron sets up his offense by drawing one defender into a switch, then attacking the mismatch. If every switch produces another 23-year-old with the same length, the mismatch never opens. Denial layers on top. When Sheppard or Thompson shaded LeBron one step toward his offhand on every catch, the strong side handoff disappeared. The weak side dump-off, his second read, was killed by a help rotation from Eason in the corner. The hero ball pull-up, his third read, drew a strong side double from Smith Jr. before the gather. 3 reads gone. The result is the 8 turnovers. He is not missing shots. He is making the read his decade-trained instinct picked, and that read is on the scouting card the kids studied for 48 hours. The possession-level evidence is the cleanest in the series. NBA.com's Game 4 takeaways flagged a 19-possession stretch in the second and third quarters where Houston outscored Los Angeles by 16 points, almost a point a possession of net swing. In LeBron's role across those 19, 4 turnovers, 0 assists, 1 made field goal. 5 defenders, every one of them 24 or younger. Let's compare the line. LeBron James, career playoff averages across 23 years, 28.4 points per game, 49.4% from the field, 3.5 turnovers per game. Game 4, Sunday in Houston, 10 points, 22.2% from the field, 8 turnovers. That 10-point game ranks third lowest in the entire scoring history of his playoff career. 23 years, hundreds of playoff games. Only 2 have been worse than what happened on Sunday. Now the streak detail. LeBron James entered Game 4 on a 144-game streak of double-digit playoff scoring, the longest active streak in NBA history. 2 field goals all night. The second one fell in the third quarter. The streak survived by exactly that bucket. Without the second make, without that one shot, the longest playoff scoring streak of all time ends Sunday in Houston against a defense built by 5 players under 24. The streak now sits at 145 games entering Game 5. His own post-game quote, "It started with me. I had 8 turnovers. That's on me." The chalkboard does not let him take the blame alone. A bad night for LeBron James has a shape. The shape is normally 22 points on 8 of 19 shooting, 4 turnovers, a quiet fourth quarter. The shape is not 10 points on 2 of 9 with 8 turnovers in a series his team is winning 3 games to nothing. That is not the shape of a slump. That is the shape of a defense generating turnovers at a rate the player has not faced in his entire career. The third worst game of a 23-year career is not noise. It is a tail event. The cause was on the other end of the floor, in 5 jerseys, all of them aged 24 or younger. Here is the question the data is forcing. Was Game 4 a scheme problem or an age problem? The honest steelman, and we have to take it seriously, sounds like this. LeBron is 41. This is decline, not chalk. He had a bad night against pressure defense the way every aging star does. The youth angle is a narrative. The 8 turnovers are slow legs and tired hands, not switching denial. Game 5 in Los Angeles, normal lineups, normal LeBron. The streak extends, the series ends, and Houston's homegrown 5 becomes a Game 4 footnote. That is the book the Lakers coaching staff will sell to the locker room before Game 5. On its own terms, it is reasonable. The problem is that the games 1 through 3 sample is the rebuttal. Same player, same age, same legs, same playbook, facing a normal NBA defensive structure instead of switching denial. The reads worked, the box score landed at career floor or above. The Lakers won 3 straight by comfortable margins. Decline does not switch on for one game and switch off for the next. Schemes do. The +16 swing in 19 specific possessions against 5 specific defenders in 1 specific coverage is what changed. That is not age, that is a chalkboard. If Houston runs the same scheme in Game 5, Game 6, Game 7, the chalkboard travels. Houston had 2 choices down 3 games to nothing, play their veteran wings and lose by 12, or start 5 players nobody had heard of 3 years ago and run a scheme that requires legs no 30-year-old has. They chose the kids. The kids switched every screen, denied every catch, rotated off every dump-off. They held the GOAT to 10 points and 8 turnovers, the 3rd lowest scoring playoff game of his career. The chalkboard does not care how old you are. The chalkboard cares whether your scheme erases your opponent's reads. Houston's did. Game 4 was not an upset. It was a tactical answer to a 3 games to nothing hole, and the answer was younger than the streak it nearly broke. There are 3 coverages a defense can run on a vintage hero ball star. Coverage 1, switching denial. Every screen switched, the mismatch never opens. Houston ran it on every Lakers pick and roll involving LeBron in Game 4. The pull-up red disappeared. Coverage 2, weak side rotation. Eason and Smith Jr. delete the dump-off before LeBron lifts his head. The kick-out read disappeared. Coverage 3, hero ball trap. When the GOAT bails into ISO, the strong side double comes from Sheppard before the gather. The ISO read disappeared. 3 coverages, 3 answers. A 23-year veteran cannot solve all 3 of them in 48 hours. Not in his 4th game of the series, not against 5 defenders all aged 24 or younger who studied his entire playbook on a single scouting tape and found the holes. The longest active playoff scoring streak in the NBA survived by 1 bucket. Game 5 is in Los Angeles. The Lakers get the home chalkboard back for 48 hours. The Rockets get to find out whether the youngest playoff starting 5 in modern history can run the same scheme twice. We will see whose chalk wears down first. Next episode of Chalk Tactics, we go inside the league's quietest dynasty engine and ask whether what Oklahoma City built around Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the new template or just the current one. Until then,